For proof of this perpendicular bisector theorem, let's see the diagram. According to the perpendicular bisector theorem, every point on the perpendicular bisector of a segment is equidistant from the endpoints of the segment. So here line L is the perpendicular bisector. We can see here line L is perpendicular to AB and it is bisecting AB. M is the midpoint. Now here construction we have done, that is line L is the perpendicular bisector. So on that P point is there, any point P is there. So join PA and PB, that is the construction. And what we have to prove? PA is equal to PB, that is distance of point P which is on the perpendicular bisector is equal from the endpoints of the segment. So here because of the construction, that is PA and PB we have joined. So we get here two triangles. We have to prove that both the triangles are congruent. And then by CSCT we can prove PA is equal to PB. So let's see. In triangle PMA and PMB. Here we can see segment PM is congruent to segment PM. That is the common side. Then angle PMA congruent to angle PMB, each of 90 degree. That we have written here. And segment AM congruent to segment BM. Therefore, both of these triangles are congruent by SAS test, that is side angle side test. Then, once we prove both the triangles are congruent, we prove here side PA is congruent to side PB by CSCT. What is CSCT? Corresponding sides of congruent triangles. In this way, we can prove the part 1 of perpendicular bisector theorem. Let's see part first of angle bisector theorem. As per the theorem, any point if it lies on the bisector of an angle, then it is at equal distance from the sides of the angle. So let's see the diagram first. Without that we will not understand. Here angle PQR is there and QS is the bisector of angle Q. And here A is any point on this ray QS such that QA and S, they are the collinear points. What we have to prove? That the point A which is on the angle bisector is at the equal distance from side QP and QR. So here whenever we take any distance of a point from the sides of the angle, then we have to take that distance always perpendicular. So here suppose the distance of point A from this side QP is, that distance will consider AB. So B point we have to consider where it will make angle B a right angle. And here AC is the distance of the point A from side QR. So what we have to prove? This point A is at the equal distance from both of the side of the angle. That is segment AB is congruent to segment AC. As per the given thing here written that QS is the bisector of angle PQR, that we have to write. Point A is on the angle bisector of Q. And here AB is perpendicular to QP, ray QP, and AC is perpendicular to ray QR. What is to prove? That segment AB congruent to segment AC. As per that we have to write here. Now, for the proof of this, easily we are able to see here two triangles are there. These two triangles, which is the triangle? Triangle BQA. This is one of the triangle, and here ACQ. This is the another triangle. Both of these triangles we have to prove that they are congruent by using test of congruency of the triangle. And then we'll prove AB is congruent to AC by CSCT. Okay, so find out the elements, 3 elements of each triangle we have to find out. So here if you see, QS is a bisector, therefore angle QBA is congruent to angle CQA, first element. Second one we can see here, this side QA is common side of both the triangles. Then here angle QBA and QCA both are congruent because each of them is 90 degrees. So here we can see angle, angle and one side of one triangle are congruent to angle, angle and side of the corresponding angle, angle and side of the other triangle. Therefore, by which test these both of the triangles are congruent? Can you guess it? Yes, that is the test angle, angle, side or side angle, angle. So we'll write here the test. How we write the test? That is SAA, side angle, angle. Here see, note the side is there and two angles are there. Two angles are not including the side. So the test is SAA. Then by CSCT, that is corresponding sides of the congruent triangles, we can prove that AB is congruent to AC. Therefore, every point on the angle bisector is equidistant from the sides of the angle. As per the statement of the theorem of inequality of the sides and angles of a triangle, let's prove this theorem. And according to the statement, here, if in a triangle two sides are unequal, then the angle opposite to greater side is greater and the angle opposite to smaller side is smaller. That theorem we have to prove here. So this is the triangle XYZ. It is given triangle XYZ in which you can see here XZ is greater and XY is smaller. Now according to the theorem, the angle opposite to greater side, that is angle XYZ, is greater and the angle opposite to XY, smaller side, that is XZY, this angle is smaller. This we have to prove. So for that purpose we have to take one point here, that is the construction. We'll take here one point P on side XZ such that this XY and XP, they are congruent to each other, and therefore here we'll get such a figure in which if we join Y and P, then we'll get one triangle here. So this is the construction, that is draw YP after taking P point on side XZ. Then we'll prove here how one angle is greater and the other angle is smaller. So for that purpose, let's see the proof. What are the steps of the proof? Now see here, in triangle XYP, XY is equal to XP, that is by the construction. Then here, as it is isosceles triangle, this angle XYP is congruent to XPY. So angle XYP is equal to XPY by the isosceles triangle theorem. Let's mark it as number 1. Now here we'll see here, that is angle XPY. If you see here very properly, angle XPY, that is this angle, is exterior angle of triangle PYZ. So here we can say by the property of the exterior angle, that is the measure of the exterior angle is greater and one of the remote interior angle is smaller. So here we can say angle XPY is greater and PZY is smaller. So that will write here XPY is greater, PZY is smaller by exterior angle theorem. Now here, as both of these angles are equal, in place of XPY we can write here angle XYP. So replacing XPY by XYP, we'll get the same expression. Now if I add angle PYZ to angle XYP, means this angle, if we add the smaller angle XYP plus PYZ, then this angle remains greater and this angle remains smaller. So that is only written. If we add one of the angle, that is PYZ, to this angle, then also the relation between these two remains same. Here angle PZY is smaller only. And what is that angle XYP plus PYZ? It is nothing but angle XYZ. So here we can say XYZ is greater and PZY is smaller. PZY means it is XZY. Therefore we can prove here that is angle XYZ is greater and angle XZY is smaller. That is, the angle opposite to greater side is greater and the angle opposite to smaller side is smaller. In this way we can prove this theorem. So let's see the theorem related to the length of the sides of a triangle. Theorem statement is the sum of any two sides of a triangle is greater than the third side. Now here triangle ABC is a given triangle. In this triangle AB plus AC, that is sum of the two sides, is greater than third side BC. Similarly we can prove AB plus BC is greater than third side AC. AC plus BC is greater than third side AB. So this we have to prove. For that purpose we have to do the construction. We have to extend this BA, side BA, and we have to take point D on that collinear point such that AC is equal to AD. So this is the construction that we have to do. After that, proof we'll see now. If we join D and C, we'll get one triangle here. This triangle is isosceles triangle because side AC is congruent to side AD. And as you know, in the isosceles triangle, the angles opposite to the equal sides are equal. So here we can say that angle ADC is congruent to angle DCA or ACD. So here we'll write here that is angle ACD, this angle, is equal to angle ADC by isosceles triangle theorem. Now if this to this angle ACD, if we add one more angle, that is angle ACB, then this angle will become greater and the angle D will be small. So here ACD plus ACB, if we do, we'll get angle BCD. That angle is greater than angle ADC. Okay, now here this angle is greater, BCD, and angle D is smaller. If you see here in triangle BDC, if you see in triangle BDC, angle C is greater, so its opposite side BD is greater. D is smaller, so its opposite side BC is smaller. And therefore BD is greater. BD is made up of two segments, BA and AD. So here we can write BD in place of that BA plus AD. Now AD and AC, they are equal, so we can write BA plus AC is greater than BC. So here like that way AB plus AC is greater than BC. Like that way we can prove here. So out of these three proof, we have proved here this second one. Okay. And if you extend the another side, then you will get other remaining again two proofs related to the sides you can prove. I hope you have understood this theorem. These are some examples from practice set 3.4. So see here in the figure, ray YA is the angle bisector of angle XYZ, and it is given that distance XA is 2 cm. You have to find out what is the distance between point A and Z. Means what is the length of the segment AZ. So here as point A is lying on the angle bisector of XYZ, so by angle bisector theorem we can say AX is equal to AZ. As AX is equal to 2 cm, we can find out AZ is equal to also 2 cm. So like that way we can use this angle bisector theorem. See the second example. Diagram is there in front of you. Angle TSR is there. And here it is given that the measure of angle RST is 56 degree. And PR is congruent to PT. PR is congruent to PT. And so we have to find out the measure of angle RSP. So for this purpose, we will use here again angle bisector theorem. As it is given, PR is equal to PT. Segment PR is congruent to segment PT, and therefore, by as both the distances are equal, point P is lying on the angle bisector of TSR, angle TSR. So here we'll see now, if it lies on the angle bisector, then by angle bisector theorem, means it's a part second of angle bisector theorem. We can say here this SP is the angle bisector, so these two equal angles are formed. Now we have the measure of angle TSR and we have to find out the measure of RSP, that is half of this angle. So we'll write here angle RSP is equal to half of angle RST, that is half of 56, means it is 28 degree. So like this way we can use part first and part second both of this angle bisector theorem to find the measures of the angles which are asked. Let's see solution of again two examples. Here in triangle PQR, length of all three sides are given and you are asked to find out the greatest and the smallest angle. Now in triangle PQR, as for the information here, segment QR is greater than segment PQ and length of segment PR is smaller. So here we can see segment QR is greater than segment PQ than segment PR, means their lengths are, according to the lengths they are arranged here. Now we have learned the theorem, that is the angle opposite to greater side is greater and the angle opposite to smaller side is smaller. So therefore that theorem here will apply and we will get here angle P is greater than angle R then angle Q regarding their measures. So this is by the theorem which we have applied. That theorem we have to write in short. Now here we can see easily angle P is the greatest angle and angle Q is the smallest angle. So like that way we can prove. Now this is the next example where in triangle ABC it is given that AD is the bisector of angle BAC, which is also perpendicular to the side BC and it intersects side BC at point D. Here each angle is 90 degree. Now you are asked to prove that triangle ABC is an isosceles triangle. Isosceles triangle means the two sides of this triangle are congruent. So which two sides will be congruent? Here it will be easy to prove that AB is congruent to AC. Now itself by the construction or by the question, two triangles we are able to see, triangle ADB and triangle ADC. These two triangles we have to prove that they are congruent by applying the test of congruency of the triangle. So here if we apply the test of congruency of the triangle, easily we can get here three elements of the triangle, that is angle BAD congruent to angle CAD, because AD is a bisector. So this is the one element of the triangle, both of the triangle. Then here we can see segment AD is the common side of both the triangles, so common side, that is the second element. Third one is there, that is as AD is perpendicular to side BC, therefore here these both the angles are 90 degree, angle ADB or we can write angle ADB and ADC, both are of 90 degree. So third element is there. So both of the triangles are congruent by angle side angle, that is ASA test. And after that we'll say that the remaining congruent part, that is AB is congruent to AC by CSCT. What is CSCT? Corresponding sides of congruent triangles. So here we can prove that triangle ABC is an isosceles triangle. Let's learn about the last topic of this chapter, triangles, that is similar triangles. We have learned about the congruent triangles and now this is the concept for similar triangle. Now what is meant by similar triangles? Triangles which are same shape but different sizes, they are called as similar triangles. Then what are the conditions for similarity of the triangles? So here two conditions are there. One is there, that is the corresponding angles are congruent. Means if triangle ABC and PQR is there, then when triangle ABC will be similar to triangle PQR. Note here, this is the sign of similarity. So when these two triangles are similar, then we'll say that corresponding angles are congruent. That is, angle A is congruent to angle P, angle B is congruent to angle Q, and angle C is congruent to angle R. Second condition is that corresponding sides are in proportion. Corresponding sides means AB corresponding to PQ, AC corresponds to PR, BC corresponds to QR. Here the correspondence also we have to understand. The correspondence of the vertices is like this: ABC corresponds to PQR. So the ratio of these sides like AB and PQ, that will be equal to BC QR, and the ratio of AC to PR. This ratio is same, and therefore we say that the sides are in proportion. So there are two conditions for the similarity of the triangles. Let's see one or two examples from which we can understand how the triangles can be similar. Or if we are given the length of the sides, then we can find out the remaining length which are asked to find out. In this example, triangle XYZ is similar to triangle PQR, and length of all the sides of XYZ are given, and length PQ of triangle PQR is given. As the triangles are similar, the sides are in proportion. We can write the ratio, that is XY upon PQ is equal to YZ upon QR is equal to XZ upon PR. Then after substituting the values here, we can see here that 4 upon 8, that is XY upon PQ is equal to 4 upon 8. That ratio is half, or 1 upon 2. So this ratio will be same, and by taking the same ratio we can find out QR is equal to 12 and PR is equal to 10 centimeter.